Alright guys, today we're going to make some corn and cherry tomato salsa. Before the freeze I picked all of these tomatoes and a lot of them have already ripened. There's a couple of ones that are green, but most of them are ripe. And this is a couple of my slicing tomatoes too. I measured that out and it's exactly 5 pounds. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow this recipe, and this can be water bath canned for 15 minutes. Alright, so the recipe includes corn. I don't have any fresh corn, so I'm just going to use a can of corn, and it will need to be about 2 cups, which is about exactly what the can is. I have some chopped onion. I'm just going to use white onion, even though the recipe calls for red onions. Then I have my pink Himalayan sea salt, since we're going to can this. It'll call for some lime juice, some jalapenos that I grew, which is, they're pretty little. It calls for 2 of them, but these are so little, I'm just going to use these. And I got some fresh cilantro that I grew. I put it in the freezer last week, so I'll use about half of this. And this should make about 6 pint jars. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to, we don't really like super chunky salsa, so I'm going to put these in my blender and not blend them up all the way, but for the most part. Alright, I got all my ingredients in here. If I haven't told you how much I love that Vitamix blender, I love that Vitamix blender. It just did a perfect job at chopping, and if I turned it off before it got too pureed, it was the perfect consistency for what we like. So I just need to bring this up to a boil and low simmer it for about maybe 15 minutes, and then it'll be ready to jar up. Alright, so this ended up simmering for about 10 minutes, maybe just a little bit longer. The instructions said to simmer it for about 5 to 10 minutes. It smells amazing, you guys, the cilantro in this. If you don't like cilantro, you could do parsley instead. And if you didn't want to can this, you could just put it in your refrigerator or make it for a party. Or maybe you could even freeze it. I'm not sure about that. But I'm going to can these in pints. So all you do is just ladle your salsa into your jar, and you want to go up to the headspace is 1/2 inch. Hey, Evelyn. And I made this salsa last year, and it was really, really good. Alright. So that's about 1/2 inch headspace right there. Maybe I could do just a little bit more. That's about 1/2 inch. Alright, then you want to make sure you debubble. And you can make this as chunky and smooth as you want. If you want a really smooth salsa, you can blend it all the way up or use a food processor, whichever blender you have. I'm just going to clean my rims, a new lid, and band. And this is water bath can for 15 minutes. It should make about 6. Alright guys, so I did get 6 pints in here. You're supposed to have your jars covered by 1 inch, so I'm going to heat my kettle up real quick and top that off so they're covered to the proper space. There was just a little bit left here, so we're going to have some chips and salsa here in a little bit. I'll let it cool down. I don't like hot salsa. So, yeah. That'll be delicious to have on our shelves. Alright, so I just pulled all 6 pints out of the canner here. I didn't have any siphoning or anything. All the water looks really clear in the canner. And this just came out so pretty, you guys, with all the corn and stuff in there. And you can see all the peppers. Oh, it was just so beautiful. So I'll just let these sit here for a while and let them come down to temperature, and then I'll label them and put them away tomorrow. If you guys are interested in this recipe, I'll leave it in the description box below.